Ever wonder how a quarterback's journey can pivot from a high school state champion to an undrafted NFL player? Let's talk Haynes King. Hey, I'm Leah, feeling curious about today's topic.
I'm Garrett, ready to dig into this fascinating journey.
Welcome to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. Today's topic is the dynamic career of Haynes King, an intriguing figure in American football with a true dual-threat game and a winding path through high school glory, college ups and downs, and a shot in the NFL. How about this to get us rolling? I remember watching Longview High School when King was a junior. It was that state championship run in 2018, the first title for Longview in 81 years. What stuck with me was the father-son dynamic. His dad, John King, was the head coach, and Haynes was the quarterback. That kind of continuity is rare. You could see he knew the playbook like the back of his hand. The timing on those deep shots, then the way he'd pull it down and run in the red zone, it felt surgical and fearless at the same time. I mean, that's pretty cool, right?
Totally. And it's not just a cute story. It shows how he grew up inside that system. For anyone new to the name, Haynes King is an American quarterback born in 2001 who became known as a dual threat. He can beat you with accurate throws and with designed runs. Think of him like a Swiss Army knife on the field. One blade is the deep ball, another blade is the zone read keeper, and another is that off-script scramble when a play breaks. He took that toolkit from Longview to college, first at Texas A&M, then to Georgia Tech, and eventually he signed with the Carolina Panthers in 2026 as an undrafted free agent, which just means he wasn't picked in the NFL draft but signed right after.
Yeah, and the dual threat part is not just a label. The numbers back it. Across 6 college seasons, he threw for more than 9,000 yards and ran for over 2,400. That balance kept defenses guessing. In systems heavy on RPOs, which stands for run-pass option, he could read a defender and decide in real time to hand off, keep it, or throw a quick hitter. That's like playing chess at full speed. You can see why recruiters were all over him after that Longview title and the Under Armour All-American selection, which is basically an invite for the nation's top high school players.
Let's unpack his early arc. At Longview, he was efficient and explosive. As a junior, he completed right around 69%, threw for almost 3,900 yards and more than 40 touchdowns. Then he added serious rushing yardage and scores. With his father, John King, steering the program since 2004, Haynes had years of built-in fluency. That's like learning a language at home and then acing the exam at school. The state championship cemented him as a national name.
Next up, college. He committed to Texas A&M, an SEC program, the Southeastern Conference, one of the toughest leagues in college football. In 2020, he was behind Kellen Mond, a veteran starter, so limited reps. But by 2021, head coach Jimbo Fisher named him the starter. That's a big vote of confidence. Then, second game in, Colorado. Early scramble, fractured leg, season derailed. It's one of those moments where a path just bends sharply and you have to rebuild.
That injury really reshaped his options. After the injury and an uneven 2022 where he started some games but it didn't fully click, he entered the transfer portal in December 2022. Quick definition. The transfer portal is the NCAA tool that lets athletes signal they want to switch schools so other programs can reach out. Within 2 weeks, he landed at Georgia Tech in the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference. New playbook, new city, new chance.
And he made that chance count. In the season opener in 2023 at Georgia Tech, he threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a shootout with Louisville. Over the season, he hit 27 passing touchdowns and added 10 rushing scores. The team got to the Gasparilla Bowl and won it over UCF. Bowl games are those postseason matchups that reward solid seasons. It felt like a reset, not just statistically, but in vibe and confidence.
Here's where it gets really interesting. In 2024, he takes a major efficiency leap. A 72.9% completion rate, only 2 interceptions for the year, and he still punches in 11 rushing touchdowns. Okay, quick, why? Because that jump is huge. Why did the accuracy spike while keeping the rushing threat alive?
Great question. I think it's the combo of system fit and experience. Georgia Tech leaned into RPOs and zone reads, giving him defined reads and quick answers, and by year 2, he had chemistry and timing down. Also, he didn't have to force hero balls. He could take the efficient throw first and run second when leverage appeared. That trims turnovers while keeping the ground game as a feature, not a fallback. Yeah, that checks out.
And 2024 had that marathon rivalry game against Georgia that went 8 overtimes, 44-42. For folks new to the rule, college overtime after the second session becomes alternating 2-point plays. It's like a shootout. Each team gets a single snap to score 2 points. It's rare to see it stretch to 8 frames like that. He still threw for over 300 yards that day, which says a lot about poise under pressure.
Then 2025. He stacks awards. He finishes 10th in Heisman voting. The Heisman is the annual award for the most outstanding college player. He wins ACC Player of the Year, and he takes the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award, which recognizes the top offensive player with Texas ties. On the field, he runs for 953 yards and 15 rushing touchdowns as a quarterback. That's running back-like production. Signature wins included Clemson and Duke, with Duke as the ACC champ that year, which added weight to his resume. That's one for the memory bank.
His college finale comes in the Pop-Tarts Bowl against BYU, a close loss, 25-21. But the career totals jump off the page. More than 9,400 passing yards, 65 passing touchdowns, plus over 2,400 rushing yards and 37 rushing touchdowns. It's the kind of dual-threat ledger that forces defensive coordinators to sleep with extra coffee nearby, for real.
Here's another pivot. He went undrafted in 2026, which can happen even to strong college quarterbacks. The draft is crowded and team fits vary. As an undrafted free agent, he signed with the Carolina Panthers in April 2026. The first big showcase was the Pro Football Hall of Fame game in the preseason, played in Canton, Ohio, the NFL's annual opener. He guided the Panthers to a 33-30 win over the Arizona Cardinals and showed rhythm running an NFL offense. That outing matters because preseason snaps are auditions in front of the entire league.
Okay, let's move on to a lingering question. Was that 2024 8-overtime loss to Georgia truly controversial? Some summaries call it controversial, but they don't always spell out the why. From my angle, it was a thrilling chess match that spotlighted the NCAA's quirky overtime format. The 2-point conversion shootout is designed to create decisive moments. I see it as a test of play design under a microscope rather than a flaw.
I hear you, but I'll push a little. Without specific receipts, I wonder about officiating spots or procedural rulings in those late overtimes. In that format, a single judgment call carries outsized weight. If a borderline pass interference or a timing issue popped up, it could tilt the result. I'm not saying it did. I'm saying the margin is razor thin, and in a rivalry game, the perception of controversy can linger, even if the rulebook was applied cleanly.
That's fair. And even the perception could ripple into the season. Flip that result, and maybe Georgia Tech's momentum changes into December. Bowl seeding could look different. Narratives around King might amplify sooner. It's one of those butterfly effect games. Still, without a specific disputed call on record here, I lean toward memorable rather than marred.
Agreed on the ripple potential. Even so, King's 2024 tape stands on its own. 72.9% completion with only 2 picks suggests decision clarity. If there was controversy, it did not eclipse his growth as a passer. That's a solid point to hold on to.
Speaking of which, pop culture moment, I could see a documentary or biopic that pivots around 3 anchors: the father-son bond at Longview and that 81-year title drought ending, the 2021 injury detour, and the 2026 undrafted climb with the Panthers preseason showcase. The theme would be resilience and reinvention. Real talk, that story arc writes itself.
Here's a thought I've been turning over. What if King never fractures his leg in 2021? If he keeps the Texas A&M job wire to wire, he racks up SEC starts against top-ranked opponents. That could mean bigger draft buzz earlier, maybe a middle-round pick later on. But I also wonder if staying there would have limited the creative run game emphasis he showcased at Georgia Tech. His transformation might have been less pronounced without that change of scenery.
I'm with you on the fork in the road. In my version, no injury means he leads Texas A&M to a major bowl, which is one of those top-tier postseason games, and his draft stock climbs. But, and this is the twist, the Georgia Tech chapter gave him the platform to become that true red zone battering ram at quarterback. 15 rushing touchdowns in 2025 is wild. Without the portal move, maybe we never see that ceiling. It's a trade-off. Higher draft floor at A&M versus higher stylistic peak at Georgia Tech.
So, either timeline has upside, but the one we got shows resilience. He adapted after the setback, tuned his accuracy, and leaned into what he does best. Then he parlayed that into a real NFL audition with Carolina. It's a reminder that the undrafted route is not a dead end. It's just a different on-ramp. I'm down for that perspective. Thanks for tuning in. Keep exploring.
Stay curious, everyone. Until next time on Laid Back Learning.